In this corner of the garage, we have our air compressor setup. Air compressors, if you don't know, they compress air so that you can fill up tires. It's something you really have to have if you're in business for yourself. Used it a lot for lawn care and landscaping work under Copper Creek cuts, and now we use it at least once a week, if not more, under Baker County trash pickup. The air compressor itself is a relatively new purchase from Harbor Freight. It's one of their McGraw 20-gallon 135 PSI. Doesn't actually get up to 135 PSI. I don't know if that's because I have it on the wrong type of electrical circuit, but around 120 is where the compressor ends up cutting off. And then we have a manual hose reel that gets us our air to the different places in the driveway, whether that's the trash truck or, well, you can't see it, but the work truck. Now this setup works great for what I need. The issue is this manual hose reel is, well, manual. Now that presents several inconveniences. The first is that because of the way this hose reel comes out, it'd probably be better if I just put a 90 on it and I can get rid of this. But because of the way that it comes out of that hose right there, I want to eliminate as much of that kink in that hose as I can. So I have to manually, as I'm tightening or winding this, make sure that this first couple runs have enough slack that they don't pull on that fitting. And you can see I'm even trying to do my best and still doing kind of a terrible job of it. A lot of it's just memory in the hose itself that I can't get rid of. But once there's a few loops on there, it'll hold itself. Now the other issue is the direction of this. The hose is always this way, which means that I need to physically hold it in order to get it to spool correctly. And now this is a new glove. I just put it on. And the reason I put that glove on is, one, I have to guide it. Otherwise, it will do this right here and won't work. But the other thing is that the glove is there because this hose just drags on the ground, so naturally it gets dirty. I mean, that's not the fault of the hose or the fact that it's a manual hose. Any hose would do that. And so that means that if I'm doing this manually, my hands are going to get dirty. So I've got to burn through a glove every single time I use the hose reel. Another thing about this hose reel that's pretty annoying that you didn't see just then is kinks. If there's ever a kink as I'm winding it up and I see that there's a kink right here, I have to massage it out, roll it out. That just kind of sends the kink further down the line, which means I have to worry about it again. So the manual hose reel works great. I want to say it was less than $50, maybe even less than that on coupon. I think it was a Harbor Freight deal too, but it's time for an upgrade. And that brings us to the whole point of today's video, which is swapping that manual reel out for a VEVOR air hose reel. The specs on this, it's a 50-foot hose. It's got 3/8 inch line with 1/4 inch fitting. It also comes with a 5-foot lead hose, so we'll just go ahead and replace that whole setup that I have with this one. You can really see how bad of a shape that lead hose was in. All the rubber jacketing's completely eaten through. I don't know if that's from heat or age or time or what. Now the next step, we'll just take the air hose off to make everything easier and get better access. And we've got a quick connect here as well. Ugh, come on. Well, that's not wanting to let go. Penetrating oil. Be right back. I don't know enough about air systems to know exactly what's happening right there. There it is. So, this is probably because I don't have any kind of moisture dryer in the line, or air dryer, whatever it's called. That's all just rust from the liquid. Hopefully see a little bit better there. That it was probably just rust keeping it there. Then we'll just go ahead and run those lag bolts out, and we can swap in the new one, hopefully. Looks like I got half of those in some drywall anchors and the other half in studs. You can call me lazy, but I think we're probably just going to use that same stud, and I'm hoping it'll work at the same height. That seems like something I should check first though, right? And then we'll just bring our hose reel over and see if it fits. Look. that looks like it's going to work perfect. I don't see any issues with that at all. So this little guy has a 12 millimeter on one end and a 13 millimeter on another. This is what will hold the hose reel to the bracket. All right, so I know you guys couldn't see any of that. It's possible with one person, it's just a little tricky. I think you just got to be patient and it'll be fine. All right, so now you can see the bushing, bolt, and nut are all loosely in there, and we'll go ahead and tighten them down now. All right, so now that's on there and hopefully not going anywhere. So our fitting is attached there to the compressor end. So we'll do a 9/16 and that's what it is. And then we'll attach our lead hose and let's see if this thing holds air. No, because I don't have a quick connect on that end, of course. That sounds better. And at least as far as using it, now so you pull out to where you want and then just give another tug and it locks in place right there. And then when I'm done, all I have to do is come over here, give it another tug. I'll still need gloves, won't I? Because I'm going to have to control it. So it doesn't eliminate gloves, but makes everything else a lot easier. You'll also have to pay attention to it if you want the windings to get done perfectly. Probably just the easiest way is to have one hand there and then one hand guiding the windings as they go back in. Yeah, that's not bad. This guy needs to be adjusted so there's a little bit less slack. Let's see if we can do that. So there you have it, the VEVOR 50-foot, 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch connector hose reel. Seems to work fine. If there are any issues, I'll be sure and post them. This whole channel just follows along with our trash pickup business, the repairs we have to do, the challenges we face in the business. So if there's any point where this isn't living up to what it should be doing, I'll make a video on that as well. But initial thoughts, if you're upgrading from manual, I'm not sure you're going to find a cheaper way to do it. Maybe if you camp out on Harbor Freight, you could find something comparable. But for somebody like me who's just making sure that once a week there's air in the tires before the route, even if we end up running multiple days a week, this is going to hold up to that fine. If you're using it 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, that's when maybe I'd say look for something else, but this is going to be lasting me quite a while. If you've got any questions about the product, the easiest way to find out the answers is the listing that'll be in the description for this product. And as always, if you have any questions about the trash pickup business, feel free to leave them down below in the comments, but honestly, the best way to get a hold of me is shooting me an email. As always, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next one.